I will be your guide for today. Today we are doing a restream through to YouTube and to Facebook, my Facebook page. This is going to be a tarot reading, and it's just going to be a general, and I'm going to tune into the Pleiadians and then see a message coming from them for this time, this moment, whenever you actually watch this. And then after that, we'll open the chat bar for free readings. So welcome everyone, and let's get into this reading. I'll just start by shuffling the cards and we'll tap into their energies at the moment. If anyone doesn't know, I have created a school called AMAKEL, a new reality school. It's all to do with the intuition, and there's a heck of a lot of games going to come up. I've already posted quite a few games so that you can use them to see how far your intuition's going, test yourself and all of that sort of stuff. Plus intuitive videos on past lives that you can interact with. There's going to be a lot more of information coming through, and chats and stuff like that. So there's a couple of tiers there. There's a tier just for the games, and then there's a tier for the classes and the games, and there's some free videos as well. So if you're interested in those. Okay, we did have one card that fell out. One card fell out and I put it straight back in, so I'm going to obviously leave that there, but I just wanted to let you know why would I do that. Sorry, I just like to tap into how the cards are feeling really smooth at the moment. So it feels like everything's starting to smooth out. But there's something in the feel of this. There's something coming in the feel of this. And just let me tap into this a little bit more. I was talking about my school at the time. Sorry, I just felt a little bit discombobulated there, and I wanted to readjust my energy level so it's like matching the Pleiadians as well as the tarot. I want to give you guys a clear reading. Okay, so the first card that actually came up was the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups is like, whew, you know, there's some anxiousness. They're bringing me to the end of a dream that I had many years ago, where it was the final move, and the final move is like a very daunting sort of a phase in our lives and in our understanding. It's like they're saying that there could be moments in your life where all of a sudden it just feels like, oh my God, I don't know what the heck is going to happen around this corner, around this next corner. And because of that, the anxiousness can come in a very confusing moment, a feeling of what the, and then we have a landing on the Queen of Cups, which is an emotional, oh my God, everything fell into place. But it's not through force. So there's something coming where you could feel anxious about this next move or something coming up for you. But to ride through it, they want you to focus as much as you can on these etheric cups, on these living in the moment, feeling into just not worrying about things. And if you do that, because this person is bent over and he's feeling very sorry for himself, a victim, so to speak, but this is where we have to almost, they're showing me this person literally forcing their head up and going, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I am not going through my life feeling like a victim anymore. I am forcing my mind, or I am making sure that I literally are forcing patterns within my mind to think of either living in the moment and not worrying about anything, or think of something that distracts me in a positive way, And then next to that was the Queen of Cups, and this is where you land You literally flip the coin. You flip your reality. You flip your reality from being a victim into standing there with the cup of like you feel so at home now. So like you're wearing your crown that you know that you've created because you forced yourself in out of a victimized situation that could have easily been something that had pulled you under. And it would have in the past, and it did in the past, but now we're going to try something different, because every time we do feel into the victim of ourselves, we get lost, we struggle, we go back round in circles, we look for somebody outside of us to feel sorry for us, we try to gain power in that way in some respects, and they want you to go inwards and work on literally forcing your mind into, okay, I've got to distract it with something more positive now, because this is going to bring you home. It's going to bring you home, they keep saying. We'll keep going with this. Hey, Cal, too. Good to see you, Geo, from YouTube. Now, I have to say YouTube or Facebook, depending on who pops up, so that you guys know. Okay, so we've got this feeling of something coming that might, but they're saying it's not a test. It does feel like a test, but it's not a test. It's literally something that's repetitive in your life that keeps showing up in different stories, and it will keep showing up. So there has to be a point of resistance where you go, you know what, this is the last time. This is not, I'm going to try something different. I've been taught to always seek for counsel outside myself, and I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go within, and I'm going to change my own neuron paths. I'm going to change my own thought processes. I'm going to stop being the victim. And that's what brings you to that Queen of Cups. Really full on. They really want me to focus in on these two at the moment, because it's really important at the moment for the energies that are swirling around us right now. They're also showing me her holding that lotus. So why are you showing me holding the lotus? Sorry. So the lotus is a flower that's birthed from mud and becomes beautiful. It also becomes psychedelic. So opening up your imagination to more than what you maybe would have liked to in the past, because it didn't fit into the world, but it does fit into your soul, feeling really good about who you are. It fits into that. And it might not be something that other people would say, that's going to be accepted in the world, but it feels right for you. Look at that. Look into that as well as you move along. Good morning, Liz from YouTube, and Naomi from Facebook. Good to see you. Wow, Naomi, haven't seen you for ages. Naomi and I had an amazing thing happen. Yeah, I definitely had a telepathic event happen with her once. Anyway, let's get into this reading. Maybe I'm bringing that up too, because there's gifts that are with this lotus leaf that she's holding, or this lotus flower that she's holding. There's new gifts coming that go beyond, right? And we can't keep on repeating the same thing over and over, falling into the victim of everything, if we're to open up these new gifts that are to actually mold a new future, a new earth, a new paradigm, one where we can see beyond the program, that sort of thing. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Sharon. Good to see you. Okay, so after this general, which we'll probably finish in another 30 minutes or so, I will open up the chat bar for free readings then. We've got to keep going. I've only pulled 2 cards. So many messages just on 2 cards. Okay, Pleiadians, what's the message that you want to give humanity at the moment, please? Let's see where the story goes. What's happening and what can help. Okay, I seem to be catching a lot, so I'm going to allow some of these to fall that feel like they need to fall. So we've got a couple. They're all face down, by the way, so I can't read them at the moment. Okay, we've got a few there. Well, okay, now we've got quite a few, but we've got quite a few that flip back into the deck as well. I'm going to pull them out, 2 and 2. Okay, well, we've definitely got a story coming up here now. A tower flew out over the side. That's so interesting. Okay, so the tower flew out on its side way over there, right? Like, there is a lot of crumbling of our reality that's happening at the moment so that we can be birthed into this new frequencies. All is happening as it's supposed to happen, though. And they're showing me the dream again where I slid in. This dream that I had, it was quite a few years ago. It's when, you know, CV just started and all of that. And it showed me all these kind of scenarios of a storyline that was going to come. And at the very end of it, there was this river that I went on, and it turned in a really big corner so that the wave of the river actually formed a wave around the corner, and it was kind of frightening. So there was this frightening stage just before, and I feel like this is this tower, just before I landed on this new earth. And so I'm feeling like the wave is taking us there, even though it's a tower card and everything's crumbling from us, in some and the aspects of things that aren't necessary to be brought through into this new frequency. Yeah, it's like it shatters the illusion of a lot. That's that tower card. But it's actually shattering stuff that we don't want to bring through. Now we have the Hierophant, so new contracts to be made, new decisions even within our own psyche of how are we going to process this and how are we going to make this work for us from now on, when we're not focusing on things that aren't working for us. It's like it gives us a space. When we don't focus on things that aren't working for us, it gives us a space on, okay, what kind of new decisions do I want to be grounded? Do I want to ground into this reality to create something new? I do feel like this is something new. It's like a new grounded understanding, or like the ether, the etheric world or the spiritual world of ourselves, deciding how to ground it in this physical world and what that actually looks like. So there's new contracts being made within us. It's really interesting what they're telling me. Then we have the Page of Wands, which he's standing there as this is something new. He's something we want to put this into action. We're just a child, or literally just growing up, like a teenager just growing up, becoming an adult, that sort of thing. Something new that we want to ground. It can be a little bit, well, we're going to just try it and see what happens, feeling here. Then we have the Knight of Wands. No way. So look how fast we move towards maturity, because we are now grounding something new, deciding on a new contract within our own minds, deciding how to put this into action and ground it, literally showing me more of our soul coming into our body so that we can actually do this. And then this movement happening quite fast, where it's a progression, and these two are looking at each other. I see the innocence of myself and I'm moving forward anyway. Then we have two cards that fell out here. We have the Queen of Wands. No way. A lot of action being asked to. We've been asked to do a lot of actions, new businesses, new, being an entrepreneur of your life, taking new challenges, deciding to just trust in this unknown aspect of self as well. This Queen is in reverse though, so and she came out with the Nine of Pentacles, which is now a slow moving thing. So we do need to find stillness in ourselves to be able to ground the maturity of the Queen, where we know what actions we take that are coming from our soul are worthy. Whew. Okay. And then we have we have two sets of cards that flipped and they went back into the deck. I don't very often have two sets of cards flipping and going back into the deck. Oh my gosh. Good morning, Caroline. Good to see so many people. Hey, Kate, on the chat bar. It's flicking past quite fast, actually, by the way. So I'm only just catching a few of your statements. Okay, so we've got this story starting to develop from the Pleiadians where we're coming out of the victim. We're starting to realize that we can land our own heartfelt, what we really, truly desire and want to nurture. But there is a challenge that happens as we move through this, and it is to do with grounding a new way of thinking into this reality through new business ideas, being an entrepreneur. They keep on saying entrepreneur because they want you to be in charge of your life from now on, where you take the reins to every decision and what you want to do, and you take responsibility as well. We have Justice and the Queen of Swords. Literally is insane. I didn't look at these cards very closely, but this is literally what this is saying. You find justice within yourself. Like, she's blindfolded, but I see it as an actual a good thing where I now choose to do the inner work, and so I don't want to be distracted by the outside influence anymore. Yes, my environment is showing up in a certain way, but we want to change that. So to change that, I have to do the inner work and find that balance within myself and speak my truth, come out and say what I need to say. If something happens in your life as you go along day to day, and then someone comes along and says something, yeah, you're rah, 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 then you turn up with absolute support of who you are and say, yes, I am. This is who I am, and I love myself. And even though they're trying to put you down or something, too bad. This is who I am, and you stand your ground. I mean, they won't be able to fight something that you've already supported within yourself, because they can't challenge something that you have found support within yourself. And I think that's one of the important stories as we go along and creating this new reality that we want to come into. We also have the King of Cups and the Nine of Swords that's come in reverse too. So the King of Cups is someone I feel a grandiose, like I know my power because I'm coming from my heart. I feel really good about who I am now. I'm wearing the crown, and it's so cool because it's coming towards the end here, right? Right at the very beginning, we had the victimized card and the Queen of Cups, right? That was the first two cards that I spent quite a bit of time on chatting about. And right at the end, here we have the King of Cups. Look how interesting is this story. The King of Cups, and then a very similar card of the Nine of Swords, but the Nine of Swords is in reverse. So here we've switched it up. We're using the maturity of our inner world to change up neuron paths and stories within ourselves to start to focus on the better stuff instead of being a victim, right? And we changed it up through the story of allowing things to happen and find balance within ourselves and change up and start to ground our who we truly feel we are authentically. And we've come into the Nine of Swords, which is, you know what? even if I do wake up in the middle of the night and I have an anxiousness, a small anxiousness about me, I'm not letting it overtake me anymore. I have the reins to my life, my thoughts, how I feel about myself. I'm going to change this up. And that literally brings you into grounding the emotional stableness that you really wanted. So instead of seeking it outside of yourself, as in, I need to see it outside of myself before I feel it. Instead, we are learning to feel it before we see it in our environment. And then when we do that, we have that grounding within ourselves of absolute support. So we start to choose different decisions. We start to make different choices as we go along. And in those different choices, we create a different paradigm for ourselves. We start to trust who we are, how we feel, and how we interact with people. And we start to say, you know what? I don't feel good with what you said. I'm quite happy to move on and find someone that I do feel really good with what's happening. Not saying that absolutely everything is going to feel fantastic, but you'll feel into it when it's not vibrating at the same vibration as you were before. As a victim to this world, you would have put up with a lot more. Let's put it that way. Okay, we want to get some more messages. I'm going to get my star cards as well. Hey, Candace, good to see you. Candy, switching to YouTube, and so there she goes. Gio's birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Gio. Yay for Gio. Many happy returns, and thank you for being here and shining your light. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see what else pulls up for me from the Pleiadians. I do feel a very presence of a feminine Pleiadian here with me. Yeah. As I do this. So this is a storyline that's evolving. They can't tell us exactly how this is going to develop because there's too many variables in the unknown quantity of what's going to happen when you land in a space where you feel at peace within yourself. But they do know that it's going to be absolutely much more better than what was before. And you will be the seer or the observer of anything that's trying to deceive you. And so you will never go there anymore. And you will be able to divert your attention into learning how to create from this is what I truly do deserve. As you move along. And so those variables will come in, those stories will come in, and then you will be able to play in that playground rather than the playground of being a victim, which was held hostage by certain others that were distracting you from your power. So this is an empowerment reading. You are learning to empower yourself from the inner core out, and they are right there with you. They are right there with you. So don't it doesn't matter if you see them as angels or whatever other angels they know from their own contents as something different, but they don't care how the story is being held within your mind, whatever feels comfortable with you. There's a non-judgmental sort of a presence here from them of you allow the story to develop as you want. We are here for you. Okay, there's another message from them. Any other messages through these cards that you want to bring up? Thank you. I've got a couple that's fallen out. Okay, that's maybe a bit too many. Felt a little bit, everything fell out at the end there. I'll put those aside, don't know what they are yet, but we do have two cards that fell up, right? Jade Star, surrender. I'm ready to let go with self-compassion. Like you can't really get much more of the same message as what I'm actually telling you here. This is a surrendering moment. The more that you surrender to the fact that absolutely miracles can happen and good things can happen for you, the more that you're going to start to see them show up. And it's only when that masculine logical mind tries to predict what's coming up, that it starts to get a little bit and anxiety starts to kick in again. Then we have to shush it and go, you know what, you don't know the answer because this is a new story that I'm developing. And it came out with the Star Mother loved. Universal Mother loves and supports me totally. See, they want to let us know absolutely beyond doubt that they are here to help. They came here eons ago, and they were physically present with humanity in their story eons ago. That has been hidden from humanity, and now they have been waiting in behind the veil of the victimization, and once that's shred, they will start to show themselves more to those that have done the work, but also they are also always there in presence for those that are still going through the process. So if you want to call upon them, and even if you go out into the night sky and look at the star system of Pleiades, it will help you tune into their energy level, especially there's a lot of messages coming through about new ways of living, but they know that they haven't got the monopoly on what humanity decides in the end, and they want to let you know that this is your choice in the end of how this evolves, because it's not that they're trying to help you create a new Pleiadian reality. They know you've gone through your own story, and even separated from their story in a big way to find out about the masculine side of yourself, which is going to help you ground a whole other story that they don't even know about. So that's why they want it to be an open-ended book with no judgment on what happens in the creation of this new story that's coming up. These two kind of fell out at the end a bit. We have the mystic magic. I weave my magic and surrender to the universe. So that's beautiful. And then the triple star grid, align. I connect and align with my higher consciousness. And they're showing me this, like these are your gifts coming through and being developed as you go along. And the more clearer you have, the more space, the more clearer you have from being a victim, the more space you have to see these gifts starting to shine within you, and develop through the fact even that you are feeling excited about learning something new about yourself, learning about your intuition, learning about your dreams and what symbols are coming up, and learning about ancient histories, the way ancient histories that are actually starting to come up now for humanity to look at. There's a lot of stories hidden from humanity, and there's a waiting game even from the inner earth people that have alignments with Atlantis, Lemuria as well. Interesting, Mount Shasta is coming up. I hope I'm saying that right. And then we have the triple star grid, which feels really powerful for me. They're saying like humanity might be one of these little lights in this grid, massive grid of source energy, and then they have a light that's close to them that's joined, and so we are they're like cousins, they're like relatives that are closely contacted with humanity and very, very interested to see what comes next for humanity in the development of the story. But there is certain procedures that happen because that is the nature of things, where a tree will grow and then it will form leaves that will, start to move with the environment of itself and then die and then fall to the ground, and then that could be seen as something quite negative, right, with the tower card. But they're saying this is not a negative falling, this is just a falling away of things that aren't needed for this new growth that's coming, something brand new, where the tree has decided, I'm not holding on to the old leaves anymore, where I've tried holding on to them over and over and over again, and it's just poisoned me. Like if a tree doesn't let go of its leaf, that is starting to you know, break up, I can't find the word for it, but break up, then it will end up hurting the tree itself. And so it poisons the tree. Literally what humanity has gone through life after life, holding on to a way of living that's not really conducive for them. And what's the new way of living that is conducive? Where are we going to find peace? It is to remember or recognize that we are energy based as well, and that we have this whole other literal encyclopedia within us of information coming from our souls that wants to be grounded here, and they want to see where that actually goes. It's pretty cool. Really cool. Candace, ancient mythology had less myths and more truths than ever would have imagined when I was younger. Yeah, something to go into, right? And if you feel a pull or an excitement to go into any of these gifts that start to come up with, this is why I started AMAKEL, the school, so that you could go there and practice your intuitive skills, right? And find out, okay, I need to, what you actually need to do. I want to do some more chats on that as well. And we can collectively come together too. So I thought that was a really good idea. They made me pick up this pack that I'd already done, and on the bottom of it I saw temperance. So we are coming into this alignment within ourselves. Temperance. She's pouring two things in here, and she's not judging either or. Like, this looks like fire and this looks like water, total opposites of each other, but there's no judgment in this. It is a concoction of allowance and receptivity and acceptance that we are going to find our wings, and then we can start to fly above the certain program that was keeping us in a loop where we were only going by our masculine, looking outside ourselves, and then it's literally showing me that bug or the angel, whatever you want to see, with only one wing. If you only have one wing going and it's in control, right, and it knows all the answers, it keeps going around in circles and in circles and in circles. And this is what humanity has done. So when we realize, okay, we've got to slow down that one wing that keeps going around in circles, our logical masculine mind that's only looking outside ourselves for all the answers, when we slow it down, we now realize we have another wing here that we want to flap. And so, you know, just like the feminine side of ourselves wants to actually express itself, then we can go, oh, there's a whole new thing that we want to ground here through the feminine side, but we didn't even take any notice of because we're too busy listening to this guy outside of ourselves that's telling us how to live our lives. This is not about listening to other people that want how to live your life. You know yourself better than anyone else. You feel yourself better than anyone else. You know your story better than anyone else. So this is about that alignment. Pleiadian meditation Bobbie has on her YouTube channel is amazing. They use it to want to connect. Oh, thank you, Candace. Yeah, I have a few meditations on my channel. Actually, I'll bring up some meditations and create some meditations for the school as well as we go along. That's a Patreon school, by the way. Okay, I've chosen these cards. So what else is there? Is a message or a story coming up for humanity that the Pleiadians want to bring through at this moment? What's going to help? What would help? If they were standing in front of you, what would they say, right? We have the force of love and creation, divine presence, and we have currents of emotions, uncontrolled feelings. Oh my God, literally what these two cards are all about that we have at the beginning has fallen out again. They're pretty much the same, but I'm going to read into them a bit more. Okay, we have number 44 coming up as well. So 4 is they're telling me a platform number where we have now grounded our soul soul, heart, body, and mind into this reality and accepted all of them as equal partakes in this next creation that we want to move through. They're showing me this body of water for some reason, and connecting to the Pleiadians through water is a great idea, because they, especially on some of these planets like Tayagata and Maya, has the body of water that they can connect through to humanity. There's also portals on this planet that certain people, certain people that are learning to awaken to their true authentic self are going to find. They're going to trip up over, and they're going to know those spaces where they can actually move into connecting to Pleiades in a actual literal physical way, through a dimensional portal where it used to exist. But there's a shift that's happening on Earth at the moment that's going to shift the grid line in a way that other aspects of Earth herself is going to light up, where a new portal will exist, because they're showing me the back of this card, one portal here, and they're like the two will combine, where you can combine with Pleiades. You can actually talk to her. You could also just get a dish of water and scry. The talking Nostradamus used to scry through their energy as well. Okay, but they're also saying that there's a shift that's happening with these portals too, because the ones that were portals to different scenarios or different realities, have been held hostage, and so they won't know that shift has happened, but the shift has also happened within us. And so we're lighting up different aspects of ourselves that was condemned to being a victim in our reality or our story. And because it was condemned to be a victim, we didn't have, it was like the veil was covering over that lit up part of our DNA that would gain us access to them. And so there's new access being gained towards the Pleiadians. They want us to know that, and that's where that working with them again is coming up. Working with them, and that's why they wanted this card to come out, so that we can actually see a visual of the scenario of us connecting to them again. But just to remember that even through the connection, this is your story and your development of what you want to ground in this world. They are fully aware of this, and they want you to know that as you go along. And then the currents of emotions, uncontrolled feelings, that as we awaken to this, as we awaken and we go through the vortex of, holy crap, am I going to be able to handle these intense, like an intense wave is coming towards us. It might start to spark up these emotions, and literally they're saying it's to bring it to the surface so that we can look at it in a way that we don't hold on to it, but we use it as a healing aid to go, oh my God, now I see where the program has hidden this DNA lighting up, or has hidden me from my own power to be able to expand my consciousness into unlimited realities here. So the emotions might come up for you to look at, to address, and just to reflect back. Don't see them as damn that, new wave of, like, the solar flares or whatever you want to say in your story, how these emotions are brought up. Damn all that outside myself. No, they want you to reflect it back into yourself and go, okay, I have to take responsibility for these emotions that are coming up, because this is covering up some of the DNA that has been hidden from me, that would actually ignite expansion and empowerment for me to be able to see beyond, so that I never get entangled in that limited self again and be the victim. Something to do with that. Oh, powerful messages coming through here. I hope you guys are keeping up. This is for the light workers, right? I did ask for the Pleiadians to come through. I mean, they have messages from beyond, so like you have to deal with this. Most of the people that watch me. No. Anyway, the link to I just noticed Candace put AMAKEL up there. AMAKEL link is down below too if you want to have a look or join that Patreon, even if you join for free, just to see check it out, feel into it for yourself. Okay. Just checking the time too as we go along, but they do want me to choose one of these cards too. Here, one just came out. Okay, let's ground this day-to-day life, right? Maybe. If anyone does watch me, though, I tend to go further than day-to-day life with my awareness. There's groups forming. As you start to clear, there's groups forming. They're saying that as well. So we have never jam today, promises that never come to be, empty words, not living in the now. This is literally what happens when your logical mind takes over, and it's also what happens when we are allowing our outside world's distractions to tell us this is what your world's like, so you just have to stay here. We turn on the TVs and so forth and watch things and we're like, oh my God, is that happening out in the world? Bring it back to yourself. You have something within you that can actually say, you know what, yeah, it's a distraction. Maybe that is the truth that's happening outside of the world, but it's also distracting me from what I actually want to create. If you keep giving it too much attention, then you're fueling that reality. You can change your reality. That's because when you bring in that other side of you, that intuitive side, that source energy, that soul side of you, you have the capability to shift the story. But you have to find stillness within you, and that's why it says at the end, not living in the now, in the moment. This person is not. So just be aware of that as you go along. Then next to that was this card, the Drangolin Garden, a new world is born. Like there's even these cards are saying we're creating this new world from the inside out by making new choices, because we're no longer being the victim to our reality. And they want, and on the other side, right on top of the tower, that was, the crumbling away of the old world and the old neuron paths within your mind of who you are and how you've been talking to yourself, was this card. Keep your temper. Don't allow anger to rule you. So as you go along day to day, if you do feel anger or frustration, it's usually because you're trying to control your outside world instead of your inner world. And so you want to enforce that anger onto something outside of you to get that to change so that you feel better about yourself. But you won't feel better about yourself unless you actually go, you know what? I can't control something outside of myself because that's in present time happening right now, and I don't have the capacity within the balanced mind to be able to control that. So I need to bring it back to myself. Okay, what am I feeling a victim to? Why do I feel like I need to control outside of myself? It's usually because you haven't controlled something within your own thought process. You've been telling yourself a negative story, and then it showed up outside of yourself, and now you're trying to control outside of yourself, but you're still telling yourself that same story, that negative story. So bring it back to you, live in the now, and ask yourself, what am I trying to control outside of myself here through this anger? Okay, guys, I know that was full on. I do tend to be full on. Yeah, hit the like button if you like, to help my algorithms, and my YouTube would be really, really cool, especially if you are on Facebook. You go to my YouTube, which is Bobbie the Messenger, and hit the like button. I would love that. Or write a little message. It just helps to get these messages out. More than anything, I just want to get these messages out. Okay. Is there anything else that you want to say just before we go into the free chat bar readings? Okay, just very quickly, we have the healing card. So we are going through a healing stage at the moment still, but we also have traveling and possibilities. So there could be some traveling coming up, or you changing location, buying into a new house, deciding, you know what, I need to go on a holiday, something like that coming up. Through these new possibilities of being able to see above the healing. So the healing can keep going on a circle as well. We have to be careful of that as well. We can keep going on, or we can start to change how the way we think and how the way we feel about ourselves and how we look at ourselves. Look at yourself as a goddess, God within yourself. And when you do that, you face up with, oh my God, I shouldn't be telling myself that. I shouldn't be, because whenever we start to do that, we start to tense up certain aspects of our body, certain parts of our body, which feel like they're not getting healed, feel like they're getting so tense that they end up getting sick, and then we go searching. When we start to keep searching for something else to heal, we're not actually we can sometimes get caught in that loop. Be aware of not being caught in that loop of healing to feel good, to heal, to feel good, and you're not actually shifting anything or changing anything of how you feel about yourself. This is a game of learning to see yourself from a higher perspective. If you're to you want to move out of the lower negative feelings, we have to start thinking of ourselves in a higher, beautiful way. It doesn't, otherwise it just won't work. So how you speak to yourself, what you feel about yourself, it is a big thing as we're moving into these higher aspects. If you face off with a Pleiadian that is absolutely, and you see them as, oh my God, you've got it all together, like you're so freaking amazing and you have all these gifts and everything, and oh wow, you know, you can literally, if someone shoots a bullet at you, you know to dodge and you don't even think about it. It just happens because you know that your life force is that important. Then why would you say to them, facing off with them, you shouldn't have thought that way. You shouldn't have done that. You know, we judge ourselves, and so we judge others. Be aware of that as you're moving along as well. Okay, I will pack up all of this, and then we can open up the free chat bar for free chat bar readings. So anyone who wants a reading from me can just say yes please or whatever, or thanks, and I will know then. I just need to have that heads up that you are wanting a reading. Okay, as I pack away all of these cards. Be good. Right. Excuse me. Just about got over my cold. Ends of it hardly even touched me. I've just gone through a massive shift myself, thinking so differently within myself, and that's made. Usually I get a little colds when that happens. This is one of my stories, right? Okay, here we go. Let's go. So Naomi is from Facebook. Let's type into Naomi. Don't forget, if you want a one-on-one reading too, I have the link down below. This is just a quick reading. Naomi, please step into Naomi's energy and give her a small reading. I did have the Palace coming up from another deck, so there might be some movement happening around you in a new environment that's wanting to come in. We have the Page of Wands, so you might feel a little bit naive about what you're stepping into here. They want you to meditate, to just go within at the moment as you're progressing or you're developing into something else. There's a reason why everything's happened in your life, for the timing, divine timing. It's always supposed to happen, and perfect in its own way. And it's time for you to up level, but you're feeling a bit new and vulnerable about this. You could even be having ideas of something that you want to ground here, but they do want you to go within, because there's some mind thoughts that need to be shaken up or shifted before you can step into this empowerment of yourself. So yeah, good idea just to sit down and you probably do meditate, but for some reason it's quite, they're even saying, be aware of your thoughts during the day and see your life as a living meditation, and be aware of your thoughts during the day. They keep saying that, and catch yourself, because there's some shifting that's needed for you to level up. Okay, I think I'll leave it there for you, Naomi. Okay, Billy from Facebook as well, and then I'll do a YouTuber. Billy from Facebook. Okay, Billy. So we have the Queen of Cups that's come in reverse. So you're wanting to find some. There's a nurturing of self that you want to find. You want to find something heartfelt passion that's going to inspire you again. The Two of Cups come in on its side, and so this is a new choice maybe to make within self, because you're reflecting back. Like, this is literally the Lover's card of, okay, how you feel about who you are and the passion of who you are needs to come from within, a spark from within. We can't be seeking something outside. I'll try that. Because if you keep on trying to do that, you're coming from your logical mind. They want you to come from your soul. Your soul knows more of your passions and desires that are truth, that are the truth and the core underlining belief of who, or knowing, not belief. Well, it's a belief in the end through your logical mind, but it's a knowing of who you are. When it comes from that space, you have the bottom of your bucket of, oh my God, this is going to drive me home. This passion, this desire, this thing, this, I know where I'm going now. I know who I am and where I'm going. There's something to do with a path being cleared up for you, a clarity of path coming, wanting to show up for you. Yeah, just don't seek for it outside of yourself. There's something within you that's wanting to come through. And I know that people think, oh, how the heck do I do that? Because we're so used to using a logical mind. But this is something that's beyond what could be showing up from outside of you. It's a soul connection of a past, almost literally your soul's journey that wants to show up for you. Okay, I'll just leave it there for you, Billy. Okay, let's do a Sky, a Facebook. I mean a YouTube. Sky is from YouTube. Sky. Okay, really, I don't need that many, but we definitely have the King of Swords coming in reverse. Knight of Swords. Funny I said the King. Knight of Swords coming in reverse. This is just hold back for a bit. Don't try to. There's some sort of, I need to make this happen. I need to make this happen. And the Knight of Swords is a fast moving card, but it's in reverse. So pull back a bit. There's something to do with pulling back. You are going to get your Ten of Pentacles. Something's coming in. Look, the Sun card as well. Something's coming in that's brilliant. But just pull back and have faith. Have more faith in the movement and the flow of something coming. Don't try to control this too much. Yeah. So that's for Sky. And then we have Celtic, who's from YouTube. So, oh, that just flew out. So I'll grab that. Celtic. The Ten of Pentacles flew out for you again. It was like the third pack and the card just jumped out. So we'll leave that for you. Is there another message for Celtic, please? Is there another message? All your ducks are lining up in a row, they're saying. Your ducks are lining up in a row. There is something coming together for you, Celtic. 5 of Swords in reverse. So, and where there was a fight or something annoying, something coming at you, where you felt like you had to practice being having a strong hold on your life, is now starting to be put down, and there's more faith coming in for this 10 of Pentacles for you to match up with the 10 of Pentacles. So now it's like, okay, now I really got to trust my soul's path, and so I really have to put down even the notion of that I need to control something, or I need to practice just in case that this is going to happen again, or hold on to that thought in my head just in case that's going to happen again. So I can, there's something to do with really letting go here, really letting go. You have travel coming up too, moving from one space to another. But it is in reverse, so you might be holding back from that at the moment. Just allow you to start. It's like you need to catch up to all the ducks in the row so that it shows up in your physical world. It's like you're almost there in your mindset, but just allow it to flow. Sometimes it's the longer that we hold on to, like these things, these negative Nelly thoughts can sometimes come in. Like we hold on to a beautiful space and we know it's coming in, and then it starts to show up, and then we come back to, well, just in case I'll make a plan, or I'll fix this up. And they're saying, even let go of that. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for you. Kate E from Facebook. So I do this weekly, by the way, for all of those that are on Facebook. It's just that I don't usually go through Restream. I just do it every now and then through Restream. So if you want to do the weekly lives, always at the same time, every Thursday for the tarot, and then the free chat bar tarot. And on Tuesdays, I just channel through messages. And I might start to open up the chat bar with the channeling and answer some questions and on the Tuesday. So if you think up some questions that you want to ask my team on a Tuesday, same time in the morning, 7 a.m. AEST or Brisbane Australian time, then get on my YouTube, subscribe, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we have, for Kate, we have the 8 of Swords coming up on its side. You are really nearly ready to just, you know what? I'm not doing the struggle anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to burst this bubble. It's not going to happen. I'm going to burst the bubble of struggle and allow the cards to fall wherever. Feels like that. Feels like I'm ready to burst the bubble of struggle and let the cards fall wherever they may fall, because I'm holding on to something that's actually giving me more struggle. Something that's giving me more struggle than it should be. It shouldn't be that way. We have the 7. So you've been working hard at something and wanting the rewards to show up or come in. So when we let go of the struggle and we live more presently in the moment, we're no longer needing to overprotect ourselves. When we trust in the now, the passion starts to move you rather than the logical mind telling you what you should be doing and how you should be doing it, which it shouldn't be saying anything to do with how you move through your life. Your logical mind holds memory of things that your intuitive mind says, can we pull that through so that I can use it now? It works together, it grounds things, but it shouldn't be creating your next step. So there's something to do with the lesson of you learning not to create your next step through your logical mind, which is constantly trying to put everything in order and make sure that you've got a plan and attack it that way because that worked for you in the past. They want that. It might not be working for you now, so it feels like a struggle because they want you to let it go so that you can come just from living more presently in the moment and feeling into, well, I really feel like doing this. I'm going to do this. I'm really trusting myself because I feel good, and that's enough. And feeling good moves you into more feeling good, instead of I have to do it a certain way. Yeah. Okay, well, we've got a lot of messages here. Rebirthful, I've just flicked all the way down to the bottom here because I didn't realize how many people were. Is from YouTube, and then I'll choose Facebook after this. So Rebirthful from YouTube. Excuse me. Rebirthful. Excuse me. Rebirthful. Ooh. You're coming into something more professional, or you're making something more professional for you, a business that you want to bring in more professional. You have the Three of Wands that's come up. Yeah, Chariot card as well. So the Three of Wands, seeking an adventure, but there needs to be more balance for this to become more something. I don't know why I kept thinking professional. We'll just leave that. Okay. And reading the cards, though, you're seeking something and you need to come into balance for it to actually show up. Because when you're seeking something like that, he's holding, there's 3 wands here. It's literally like, yeah, there's a little too many things in my reality for me to actually, like, spreading your butter too thin, needing to just take on a couple of things and finding balance within those, going between, simplify. Simplify, and the adventure will come to you, rather than I need to just keep all these things in a row, keep all these things standing up so that just in case one of them might work, simplify, and then your universe or your your story that you are developing will start to show up as, I know what she wants now. So there's something to do with simplifying your mind as you move along, so that you know, so that your reflection world will know what to show up in a stronger way for you to go, yeah, see, I chose, and so it is becoming. Something to do with making a determined choice as well. Yeah, something to do with that. Sometimes it's hard to do quick readings, right? Okay, who else have we got? Kate's like, so true. I appreciate that message. Burst the bubble of struggle and let the cards fall where they may. Yay, Kate. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you and what's going to come next, since you're going to do that. That's so cool. Karen Angel from Facebook. Karen Angel from Facebook. Okay, we have 2 cards that's 3 cards that's fallen out. We have the 6 of Pentacles. So allowing receiving to come in, as well as giving and receiving, that is needing to become an equal balance for more to build, more to flourish. I'm not afraid to give, and therefore I'm not afraid to receive. If you're afraid to give because you're holding on and scared, then the receiving isn't going to come either. So I'm not afraid to give, and I'm not afraid to receive. It could be either one or the other. That's a little bit, I'm feeling like it's a little bit out of balance. It's giving you a victim kind of a scenario of, when's my coins coming in? Why can't I have my coins coming in? It's because when we get into the field of energy, which is this new vibration that we're moving into, this new world we're creating, there has to be an even flow of give and take. And when we give to ourselves, even go take a hot bath, make sure you have some time to yourself, that sort of thing, that's giving to yourself. Then you're learning to receive. And also when someone's needing your help, be there 100% with them. Because giving and taking doesn't actually have to mean monetary, although this is there's a lot of pentacles here, which is to do with the physical world, the monetary world or the physical world. Yeah, go within for this. So you have the meditation on its side over here. So there's something for you to feel into the flow of give and take for you at the moment. It's going to give you a valuable lesson as you move along. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Kate. Really appreciate that. You're welcome, Rebirthful. Okay, Robin, did I say somebody else I was going to do? Oh, God, I hope I didn't, and then I didn't. Oh, it doesn't matter. Robin, let's go with the flow. Robin from YouTube. I mean, if I could, I would read absolutely everybody for free because it's just who I am. Everyone who's followed me over the years is the sort of person I always try to, but there's too many. So sorry. Robin. Okay, Robin, we've got this card here that flew out. We have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, it came in reverse. So I think you're trying to push something a little too fast or a little too hard, and just pull back as well. You need to pull back. They're also showing me the dust around this person. It's almost like if I pull back, then I'm going to have to deal with all of this dust that I've created around me. But then that will settle as well. So even if you pull back and it feels uncomfortable to pull back, because then all of a sudden you've got all the dust around you, and you're like, oh my God, I can't breathe now. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to pulling back. It will settle, and then you'll be able to find yourself, your true self of the movement that you want to flow with, and not push things from a logical sense. It's to do with coming back and finding natural harmony with yourself as you move through your life. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is there anything else? Is there anyone else? Shall I do one more? I'm just thinking, for some reason, is there any other messages too? No, I think I'll do one more. Karen Brilliant, thank you. Thank you for your thank yous, everybody. To see who else I could read for. From YouTube, KTT Arnie. Sometimes I'm always scared I'm going to repeat someone too, because I'm so in my right brain. But then if it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be. Three of Pentacles. So you have the Three of Pentacles. So this is a nice feeling of something coming together for you. Finally, something's starting to come together. This is going to come together. It's coming in the next 7 days, they're saying. Queen of Wands. So yeah, what you've been working on too, what you've been grounding and nurturing yourself with, it's allowing something to come together, and it's going to work. And in a very nice way, you're creating something that's going to come together. I don't know why they keep saying 7 days, 7 days. Okay, we'll just go with 7 days. Guys, I love you. I love you. I love you. If I could have a big party and bring you all together, it would be so much fun. But, we're from all sorts of walks of the worlds and sides of the world. So, at least we've got this. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do so. I would love to have you there. And I am really consistent with my Tuesday mornings and Thursday mornings. We'll see, but my team keeps on trying to push me to go outside of those time zones. So I might do some more channeling as well. I really love my channeling, but I'm working hard on that AMAKEL school. So if you don't know, AMAKEL school is a Patreon school. It's very cheap. It's like $5 a month or $8 a month, depending on what tier you get. But you can try all these intuitive games. It's fun. And I'm going to keep on uploading many more. And also lessons. If you do the $8 a month, it's lessons as well. So we are going to go, and I'm also going to bring up things like telekinesis and all sorts of different things as well, dream interpretations, past lives, things like that with the lessons. So I love you guys heaps. Go check that out. You'll love it. It's literally like stepping through into a Pleiadian school. And that's what AMAKEL means. AMAKEL is the language of Pleiades, and it means an intuitive school. So, or learning via the intuition. Love you guys. Until next time,